ladies and gentlemen. I am your meteorologist, I'm Kenny, and welcome back to another video here on Liam's Weather, where we continue to talk about Tropical Storm Elsa. For those of you who don't know, Tropical Storm Elsa today made landfall as a 65-mile-an-hour tropical storm right along the Big Bend of Florida. As once again, as a 65-mile-an-hour tropical storm, it absolutely slammed the whole entire western coast of Florida last night and also today. And now it has moved throughout Florida and is now basically stationary. Actually, I shouldn't say stationary. It is currently located over the southeastern parts of Georgia and will continue to head northward tonight and eventually impact South Carolina all day tomorrow, and then eventually even into North Carolina as we get into tomorrow night. So here is the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center, the 8 o'clock advisory, I should say. We currently have wind speeds topping out at 45 miles an hour. We're still looking at that northeast, north-northeast direction, moving at around 14 miles an hour. Here's the center right here across south central Georgia, once again at a 45-mile-per-hour tropical storm. It is expected to continue to decrease in strength. So we're looking at about a 40-mile-an-hour tropical system, becoming within the next couple of hours, continuing that northeastern speed. Really getting over central parts of South Carolina, maybe even getting right over the city of Columbia, South Carolina, the state capital. Continuing to head throughout the central Carolinas, eventually going down to a tropical depression strength as we get into the afternoon tomorrow. And then look at this, regaining some strength as it heads into the mid-Atlantic. So regaining a little bit of strength as we head into the early morning hours of Friday morning, and then eventually continuing that northwestern track. New York City, you are now on the track of this, and then continuing that strength as we get into Friday afternoon. So even though the system currently is in the southeast, for everybody that lives in the northeast, for example, in places like New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, even getting all the way into Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, you need to be on high alert because this system could eventually impact you and maybe even bring you some tropical storm conditions. All right. So here's the latest radar as of 8:55 p.m. Eastern Time. Once again, there's the center right about there. We're starting to get a lot of showers and thunderstorms working their way into places like Savannah, Georgia, Jacksonville. You were in it a lot today, but thankfully now most of the shower action is now just to the north of you. You were in it a good bit there in Tallahassee today, but thankfully once again all the showers and thunderstorms are back off to your north and east. As you can see, anywhere in this red area, we do have a tornado watch, signifying that there are favorable conditions in the atmosphere for spin-offs. I mean, really anywhere along this line right here that you see just to the southwest of Savannah, we can always get spin-offs within these tropical systems. So that is why we have a tornado watch in place. So expect this system to continue moving to the north and northeast. But really the main key takeaways from this graphic is, as you can see, most of the shower and thunderstorm action is on the northeastern side of this. So even though the center might be well up here across the PD and on the border belt, all of you coastal low-lying areas, all these showers and thunderstorms are going to be affecting you as we head into the very early morning hours of tomorrow. If any of you were able to watch Chief Meteorologist Ed Pietrowski's Facebook live stream at around 8 o'clock tonight, he actually showed you the futurecast of when we could be affected most by this particular system. I think the radar was showing that we're going to be getting most of the action coming around anywhere from 3 a.m. in the morning to about 11 in the morning, and then we're still going to be looking at that chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms as we head into the late afternoon. However, the most amount of action is going to be anywhere probably as you're heading out the door to go to work. That's when we could potentially be seeing the highest wind gusts out of the system too. All right. So here are the spaghetti models. Once again, these are all the different models giving you their own opinion of what they think the system is going to do. Still continuing right through the central parts of the Carolinas. And then once again, maybe regaining strength as it heads somewhere near this point, considering that the center might just be off the coast over the ocean, the open ocean waters of the North Atlantic. Still continuing northeast and eventually affecting places like New York City, Long Island, and then eventually into New England as we get into Friday. So once again, even though the system is still way out here in the southeast, everybody that lives across the mid-Atlantic and also New England, take your preparations now and even possibly cancel your plans or maybe even reschedule them, because this system could be affecting you as we get into Friday. All right. So here's what we are expecting the winds to continue to do as we get throughout the next really couple of days. As you can see, thankfully, all of them have it staying in tropical storm strength. We are not expecting the system to get up to hurricane strength at all anymore, considering we're only going to be seeing the winds topping out really at around 45 miles per hour. That is the highest winds we're going to be seeing with this system. So absolutely no type of hurricane threat at all. Really, really anywhere you look, you see tropical storm strength. So really, that is going to be the continuing trend with this particular system. All right. Now, because this is a tropical storm, we do have tropical storm warnings issued from places like southeastern Georgia and places like Brunswick, Georgia, going throughout Charleston, South Carolina, just the northeast portion of South Carolina. And then as we get into North Carolina, for example, Wilmington, Cape Hatteras, that is where you have tropical storm watches extending also into Virginia there, probably in Norfolk, and then riding all up along the eastern coast, getting into Atlantic City, New Jersey, maybe even getting into Long Island, and then last but not least, touching there across portions of New England, maybe even southern Connecticut, and then also Rhode Island, all right? So let's talk about when we could be affected by this system down here in our local area. We still have a very small chance of seeing a couple of scattered showers, maybe even thunderstorms, a little bit breezy out there, only about a 30% chance of seeing any storms really at this time of night. As we head overnight, the rain is going to be more widespread, and we will start to see the winds slowly start to increase, all right? As we head into Thursday morning, we're going to have bands of very heavy showers and thunderstorms, maybe even heavy at times, and also some very gusty winds, possibly gusting up to around 35 to 40 miles an hour. And then as we get into Thursday afternoon, last but not least, we still have a very small chance of seeing some scattered showers or even thunderstorms because of those outer bands still coming in offshore of the coastline. Thankfully, the winds will definitely be down on a decrease. So really the most action, or I guess you could say the time period we're going to be seeing most action is going to be sometime around Thursday morning, all right? So here are, I guess you could say, an in-depth look at our impacts, all right? So as far as rainfall goes, really, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain really across our whole general area, going from all the way from the PD on the border belt down to the coastline, going from 1 to 3 inches of rain down in Georgetown, throughout Murrells Inlet, throughout Myrtle Beach, really anywhere you look on the map, we have 1 to 3 inches of rain. And the key takeaways from this, possibly heavy rainfall at times on Thursday, anywhere from the hours of 3 a.m. in the morning to around 11 a.m. in the morning. Most areas are going to be seeing around 1 to 3 inches of rain. However, it is possible some areas could see an isolated 4 inches, right? We are expecting some minor flooding in poor drainage areas and also some low-lying areas, but other than that, we're not really expecting any more flooding within this particular system because it is moving so fast, all right? Now, when it comes to wind gusts, we could be seeing winds gusting anywhere from 25 to 30 miles an hour anywhere in these general areas. We could see a few wind gusts around 40 miles an hour. However, it is I guess it's not very unlikely, but it is somewhat unlikely, all right? So once again, here are the key takeaways. Let me actually get to this side. We could see some frequent wind gusts. We could see some frequent wind gusts up to around 25 to 35 miles an hour. A few wind gusts around 40 miles an hour. However, it is unlikely. I mean, usually these are the typical winds that we see. Thankfully, that we're not really expecting any of these winds to cause any damage. However, it is still a good idea to tie down or maybe even bring in some loose items that could be blown away. For example, like lawn furniture, or maybe even some of the toys that the kids left around in the backyard while they were playing today. It's probably a good idea to bring those in, maybe into the garage, just until the bulk of the system passes, all right? Now, when it comes to the severe side, we have a very small or brief chance of seeing a spin-up or even a tornado in our general area. Really only about a 2% chance, going from North Carolina all the way down to the South Carolina. So really going from Kingstree, Murrells Inlet, Conway, and also Marion and Dillon counties, only about a 2% chance of seeing a tornado anywhere in these general areas, mainly east of I-95 from Thursday around 3 a.m. to around 2 p.m. in the afternoon. We still have a very small chance of seeing an isolated or brief tornado, but you need to make sure you have a way to get a warning. For example, the WPDE weather app is a great way to get all your warnings on, especially if you have your phone on Do Not Disturb. It will not, I guess the best way to say that is it will disregard that your phone is on Do Not Disturb, and it will immediately notify you if you get a warning. So be sure that you have all your notifications on, and also that you allow it to access your location, so that way it'll notify you immediately whenever you get a tornado warning or anything else like that, all right? And then as far as coastal impacts goes, we do have a very small risk of seeing some coastal impacts right along the coastline, going down from Georgetown throughout Murrells Inlet, throughout Myrtle Beach, and then also getting into North Myrtle Beach. we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of rough surf, a very high rip current risk, and thankfully only a very minor chance of some coastal flooding. Here, look at the high times we're expecting throughout the next couple of hours. The high tide we saw today was I think at 6:41 p.m. We are going to be seeing that tomorrow morning at 7:07 a.m. and then last but not least tomorrow afternoon at 7:21 p.m. And then as you can see anywhere in this yellow, we do have a very small chance of some minor coastal flooding. All right. So here is how much rainfall we are expecting throughout the whole entire southeast and also right up along the eastern coast. Really anywhere in the southeastern course, in the southeast quadrant of Georgia is where we're expecting the most amount of rainfall. Only about 3 to 5 inches of rain. That is the most amount of rain we are expecting at this point. But I mean, however, as you go across the Carolinas, you have a good chance of seeing around 1 to 2 inches of rain, maybe even 3 to 4 inches of rain. However, it is not very likely considering that the system is going to be moving so fast. All right, so that is basically all I have for you. I hope I answered any of the questions that you might have had. Please be sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. You click that notification button so that way you get notified immediately whenever I post a brand new video. And also you click that like button if you're enjoying the content. Please be sure you visit my website at www.liamsweather.org for all details on Elsa. I am also on social media at Twitter at liamsweather621. I am on Instagram at liamsweather. And then last but not least, I'm also on Facebook at Liam Kenny, alright? So that is it for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and please stay safe tonight.